Exodus 18. Jethro visits Moses, wisdom from a father-in-law. Far from the mountain, across the desert floor, a caravan approached. It was Jethro, priest of Midian, father-in-law to Moses. And with him, he brought a gift more precious than gold, Moses' family, Zipporah, the wife Moses had sent away for safety. Gershom, his son, whose name meant foreigner there. And Eliezer, his second son, whose name declared, "The God of my father was my helper, he saved me from the sword of Pharaoh." This was in the wilderness, where Moses had camped near the mountain of God. Jethro had sent word to him that he was coming to him with his wife and their 2 sons. Moses saw them from a distance. He did not wait for them to come to him. He ran, he bowed low before his father-in-law, then rose and kissed him. They embraced as men who had missed each other deeply. They greeted each other as family, and then they went into the tent. Moses told his father-in-law about everything the Lord had done to Pharaoh and the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and about all the hardships they had met along the way and how the Lord had saved them. He told Jethro everything: the plagues that broke Egypt, the night of the Passover, the sea that split open, the waters of Meribah bitter made sweet, the manna that fell like morning frost, the water that gushed from the rock at Horeb, every hardship, every miracle, every moment God had saved them. And Jethro, the priest of Midian, this man who had not walked through the sea, who had not tasted the manna, Jethro believed. He lifted his hands to heaven and cried out, "Praise be to the Lord who rescued you from the hand of the Egyptians and of Pharaoh. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all other gods." And he brought a burnt offering, and he sacrificed to God. And Aaron came, and all the elders of Israel. And they ate a meal together in the presence of the Lord, a Gentile priest, the prophet of God, the elders of Israel, worshiping together at the foot of the mountain. The next day Moses took his seat to serve as judge for the people, and they stood around him from morning till evening, from dawn until dusk. The people stood around him. Disputes, arguments, questions, case after case after case. The line never ended, and Jethro watched. When he saw all that Moses was doing for the people, he asked him, "What is this you are doing for the people? Why do you alone sit as judge while all these people stand around you from morning till evening?" Moses answered, "The people come to me to seek God's will. I decide between the parties and inform them of God's decrees and instructions. It was noble, it was faithful, it was unsustainable." The wisdom Jethro spoke words that echo still. "What you are doing is not good. You and these people will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone." But Jethro did not just point out the problem. He offered the solution. "You must be the people's representative before God. Teach them his decrees. Show them how to live. What you are doing is not good." 18 You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Listen now to me, and I will give you some advice, and may God be with you. Select capable men, men who fear God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain. Appoint them as officials over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Let them judge the simple cases. Only the difficult ones will they bring to you. The simple cases they can decide themselves. That will make your load lighter, because they will share it with you. If you do this, and God so commands, you will be able to stand the strain. And all these people will go home satisfied. Moses listened. Not every leader can receive counsel. Not every prophet can learn from a priest. But Moses, the meekest man on earth, bowed his head and said, "Yes." He chose capable men from all Israel and made them leaders of the people, officials over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. They served as judges for the people at all times. The difficult cases they brought to Moses, but the simple ones they decided themselves. And the burden was shared. Then Moses sent his father-in-law on his way. Jethro returned to his own country, his mission complete, his wisdom planted, his heart full of praise. And Israel was stronger because he came. Sometimes deliverance comes through miracles. Sometimes it comes through manna. And sometimes God sends an old man with wise counsel. Jethro saw what Moses could not see. And because he spoke, and because Moses listened, the nation was saved from collapse. Teachings 1. The value of testimony. Jethro heard everything God had done, and came. Your story of God's faithfulness is not just for you. It travels. It reaches those who weren't there. Never stop telling what God has done. 2. The power of reunion. Moses went out to meet Jethro, bowed, kissed him, and they greeted each other. Family matters. Ministry never justifies neglect of relationships. Moses could have been too busy for his father-in-law. Instead, he honored him. 3. Worship crosses boundaries. Jethro, a Midianite priest, declared, "Now I know that the Lord is greater than all other gods." God is not confined to Israel. He reveals himself to all nations. Jethro's worship foreshadows the day when every tribe and tongue will praise the Lamb for the danger of solo leadership. Moses sat as judge from morning until evening. The people stood in endless lines. Everyone was exhausted. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Solo leadership is unsustainable. It leads to burnout for the leader and frustration for the people. 5. Jethro's courage to speak. What you are doing is not good. True friends tell the truth even when it is hard. Jethro risked offending the greatest prophet in history because he loved him. Who speaks truth to you? 6. The wisdom of delegation. Select capable men who fear God, are trustworthy, and hate dishonest gain. Appoint them over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Leadership is not doing everything. Leadership is equipping others to do most things. The test of a leader is not how many followers they have, but how many leaders they raise up. 7. The qualities of leaders Jethro specified. Capable, skill and ability, fear God, reverence and humility, trustworthy. Integrity, hate dishonest gain, incorruptible. Character matters more than charisma. Skill without integrity is a weapon waiting to misfire. 8. The flow of authority, simple cases handled locally. Difficult cases were brought to Moses. Healthy systems have levels. Not every problem needs the senior leader. Trust your people, empower them, but be available for what exceeds them. 9. Moses' humility. Moses listened to his father-in-law and did everything he said. We can still learn from someone else. Pride refuses counsel. Humility receives it. 10. Jethro's departure, he returned to his own country. Wise counselors know when to step in and when to step out. Jethro didn't stay to claim credit or cling to power. He planted wisdom and released it. Subscribe, like, comment, and hit notification button for more videos, more Bible study, and more Bible knowledge. We got you.